Hello and welcome to PowerPoint 2021. My name is Mo Jones and I'm happy to guide you through this advanced tutorial for PowerPoint 2021. We'll cover some advanced features while exploring the refresh interface. I look forward to exploring what 2021 has to offer with you. Remember, this is an interactive tutorial. I will occasionally remind you to pause the video, practice what you've learned. If you're enjoying these videos, please like and subscribe. If you're looking to earn certificates and watch videos without ads, sign up for Learnit Anytime, our dedicated online training subscription service. Check the link in the description for more information. If you have any questions you want answered by one of our instructors, please join our offsite community. The link is in the description as well. As always, if this course has exercise files, you'll find them in the video description below. Let's dive in. Welcome back. Let's get started here. Let's go ahead and customize our quick access toolbar so that we can go ahead and add our favorite commands to this quick access toolbar here as well. Notice in PowerPoint 2021 that the quick access toolbar has moved to below the ribbon. You can move it back to the top if you want to, but I like the idea of it being here because we have this really nice new visual interface that allows us to take advantage of all this space here to go ahead and add some commands. So right now, the only thing that's here is the option to start our slideshow from the beginning. But let's go ahead and add some more features. We tend to add simple commands to our quick access toolbar, but let's go ahead and add some more powerful commands as well. I'm going to go ahead and just right click on any one of my ribbon tabs here. And I'll go to customize the ribbon. And once I'm here, what I want to do is take advantage of the ability to go ahead and customize my quick access toolbar. So I'll go ahead and click on quick access toolbar here. So notice on the right, it's showing me all of my commands that I currently have in my quick access toolbar. Right now, I only have this to be able to start the slideshow from the beginning here. On the left, I can choose from popular commands, or I can choose all commands. So I'm going to go ahead and click on here. I can add commands that are not in the ribbon, all commands, or macros as well. I'll leave it in popular commands. And I want to go ahead and add some animations. So I'll grab my animations here. I'll grab my animation pane. I'll drop that in as well. I'll scroll down a little bit here. I want to grab that slide master so that we can really customize PowerPoint here. Go ahead and add that in. Go ahead and add my spell checker as well. And let's see what else I'd like to add here. Maybe my transitions. I'll drop that in here as well. And let's see, good old eyedropper. I'll drop that in there as well. I'm going to go ahead and click OK. Just take a look at my list here. I have a few items. I think these are pretty good because I'd rather go to my quick access toolbar to access these instead of poking around the different ribbon tabs to try to find them. I'm going to go ahead and click OK. And as you can see right here, I have the ability now to access any of these commands here. So if I want to go to the slide master, go ahead and click on my slide master. And here I am. This is the slide master where a lot of the magic happens here. So go ahead, right click on any of your file ribbon tabs, customize that ribbon, and add some commands to your quick access toolbar. Welcome back. Well, hopefully you were able to add some more complex commands there to your quick access toolbar. Let's go ahead and continue customizing our PowerPoint 2021 experience. I'm going to place my mouse back up here on my ribbon. And I'm just going to go ahead and right click on any one of these ribbon tabs. I'm going to go ahead and pull up that customize the ribbon option again here. And this time what I want to do, I want to go ahead and take advantage and take a look and see what options lives under these here. So we have general, we have proofing, we have save, we have language, accessibility, and advanced. We'll just take a quick peek to see what lives in here as well. We tend not to come in here to kind of see what's happening behind the scenes. So this is a really good opportunity for you to just kind of take a look to see what you want to turn off or turn on. If you're like me and you have multiple displays, you'll notice if you move your PowerPoint application from one window to the next, you might see things moving around a little bit here. Well, you might want to go ahead and toggle one of these options to either optimize for best appearance or optimize for compatibility as well. We can turn this feature off or on. So this is our mini toolbar. Whenever we select text, we always receive a small toolbar that allows us to perform some formatting. Keep in mind, we can also format the text by interacting with our home ribbon tab as well. So maybe you want to turn this off, or you can keep it on. Live previews is a really nice feature. Whenever you select an element in PowerPoint and you want to apply a command to it, just by hovering over that command, sometimes it will allow you to see a preview of what your element would look like as well. So you can turn that on or off. You can go ahead and collapse the ribbon automatically when you resize your window. If you're not using the search bar, you can go ahead and collapse that as well to give you a little more space on your screen here. You can go ahead and enter your username and your initials here if you want to. And yes, we can go ahead and we can change our background here. So we have several backgrounds that we can choose from. Right now I have clouds, a little cloudy. We have some office themes here that we can choose. I want to go ahead and use this black theme. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and click OK. Just keep in mind when you change your theme, notice it's an office theme. So this is going to change the theme for your Word, your PowerPoint, your Excel, and any other Microsoft applications that you're running as well. I'll go ahead and click OK. And here's my dark theme. Tends to be a little easier on the eyes, especially when working at night. Becoming very, very popular here. I'll go back into my General tab. I'm going to head over to my proofing area here. And under proofing, here's where you can go ahead and just kind of specify how you want your document to be corrected. We have some autocorrect options here that you can go ahead and you can customize these if you want to. If you want things to kind of be auto formatted as you type, we have some built-in lists that allows PowerPoint to auto complete those for you here as well. So take a look at those options if you want to. So PowerPoint is ignoring words in uppercase, ignoring words that contains numbers. So all of these are customizable. You can go ahead and enable or disable these as you like. Here on the very bottom, we have check spelling as you type. If you don't want those features, maybe you just want to kind of wait until the very end and run the spell checker. You can turn these off and perform that action at the end there as well. Let's go to our save here. So under save, we do know it's auto saving for us. But on the bottom, what I want to point out is this option here to embed fonts in the file. This is very important. Maybe you imported some fonts from an external source. If you send your file over to someone and they don't have those fonts installed, well, guess what? They cannot read those fonts. So what you want to do is enable this option to embed those fonts in the file so that when that person receives their presentation, even if they do not have those fonts, they can still read those fonts as well. You can come in here, you can go ahead and add a language. You can specify your language settings here as well. And as far as accessibility, we can keep the accessibility checker running while we work. The accessibility tool just checks to make sure that our presentation is all inclusive. And finally, under here, under advanced, we have some other options here, namely the use of the smart cut and paste, which will give you more options when you're cutting and pasting as well. So go ahead, change your theme, take a look at what's behind the scenes here. Go ahead and turn some things on or off, and then come right back. Welcome back. Let's talk about customizing some design templates here for our PowerPoint 2021. I'm going to go ahead and use a very powerful tool that's called the Slide Master that will allow me to make some really universal changes to my entire presentation. I'm going to go ahead and click on my View tab here so that I can go ahead and interact with my Slide Master. So over here in my Master Views command group, I have this option here to go ahead and interact with our slide master. Well, what is a slide master? If I just hover over here, it gives me some nice information here. Master slides control the look of your entire presentation, including colors, fonts, backgrounds, effects, and just about everything else. Sounds good. I'm gonna go ahead and click on that. And notice over here on the left, we do have several, right? We can keep track of the different types of layouts that we have access to in PowerPoint. But we want to go ahead and scroll to the top so that we can access our slide of the hour here, which is the master slide. If I just mouse over that, this is my office theme slide master. Okay. So the whole idea here is that I can go ahead and apply any kind of colors, fonts, and effects, and this will impact every single slide that's in my PowerPoint presentation here. And this is a good idea if you already know what your outline will be for your presentation. You want to make sure that you come here into the slide master and make some customizations so that you don't have to go and edit every single slide by adding a different color or a different font or a different style or a different effect. So for example here, I'm going to go ahead and triple click and highlight my title here. I want to change the color. I want it to be orange. And I'm going to go ahead and give it a bold type here. So by changing this title here, look what happened to all of my other slides. Here's my title slide. So now it gives me a preview of what my title slide would look like. If I want to go ahead and edit the subtitles, I can go ahead and do that as well. Maybe I want the subtitles to be a different color, maybe blue. So this is what all of my title slides would look like. If I go to another layout here, this is title and content. So notice here, it's inheriting the bold effect and the color that I applied in my master slide here. I can actually go ahead and interact with the bulleted list here. So maybe I want a specific type of bullets. I can just go ahead and highlight. I'm going to click on my home tab. And I want to interact with my bulleted list here. Maybe I want to see squares. Maybe I want to see bullets. Maybe I want to see these little arrows here. Maybe I'll choose the arrow bullets. I'll check that as well. And so this was going to apply to all of my layouts here. So notice as we scroll down, we can see all of the layouts here for us as well. Here's our title only layout. Here is our blank layout here as well. Very good. So let's go ahead and close the slide master. I'm going to go back up to my view tab here. So I can go back, or I can just go ahead and click on my slide master, which is here. Now I can go ahead and close the master view. And as we can see, it applied the change here as well. I'm going to go ahead and enter another slide here. I'll just press the enter key here. And so by default, it gives me this title and content slide here. But what I want to do is I want a different type of layout. So I'll go ahead and right click here and check the type of layouts that I have available. So I have my title and content section header. Well, you know what? I would like a layout that has 3 content placeholders, right? So maybe I can have 3 content. So how can I do that? Well, we can go ahead and create our own custom layout by going back to the slide master. I'm going to go ahead and do that. Go back up to my slide master here. Since I did add it to my quick access toolbar, I can just go ahead and click on here again. So bring me to my slide master here. Okay. So I have an option here. What I can do is I can actually just modify one of these existing layouts here. So this is my 2 content layout. I'm going to right click. What I'll do is duplicate this, and then I'll just add a 3rd content placeholder. So I'll right click on this guy. I'm going to duplicate the layout. And I want to go ahead and name this really quickly so I don't forget. So up here on my edit master command group, I can go ahead and just rename it, which is what I want to do here as well. So I'll click on rename and I'll call this 3 content. Go ahead and rename that. What I want to do now is I want to make some room here. I'll go ahead and move this over here like so. Now if I want, I can just go ahead and copy this by pressing Control D. And this will go ahead and duplicate this actual placeholder for me. Now I can just go ahead and drag this over to the middle. Now it's just a matter of kind of making sure everything is aligned properly. There's no overlap. That looks pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and close out my slide master and take a look and see if I have that option there. See what it looks like. So now if I want to change the layout, there's my 3 content. Very good. So now I can go ahead and insert a picture on the left, some text in the middle, and maybe a chart on the right there as well. So go ahead, jump into the slide master, go ahead and at least apply some styling to your titles, change the bullets, and go ahead and modify that 2 content layout and create a 3 content layout as well, and come right back. Welcome back. Hopefully you were able to interact with your slide master, make some customizations, and recreate this beautiful 3 content layout here. Let's go back into our slide master because now we want to go ahead and further customize a layout here as well. So I'll go ahead and click on my view menu. And I'm going to go back to my slide master here. So as before, what I want to do, I want to go ahead and locate that layout with 2 content, which is right here. I'm going to go ahead and right click on it. And again, I'm going to go ahead and duplicate this layout. And just as before, I'll make sure that I give it a name. I'm going to rename this. So now what I want, if you take a look at our current layout here, we have 2 content placeholders that allows you to pretty much enter anything here from a table to a video. Well, I just want one that's going to allow me to insert text in the middle. So I want to keep these 2, but in the middle, I just want to be able to enter text. So it can kind of look like a web page as well. So I'll go ahead and rename this. I'll call this to toothpicks and text. Very good. So as before, I'll go ahead and make some room so I can go ahead and add that text here. Now I don't want to go ahead and duplicate this again because I just want text. So what I'm going to do is I want to go ahead, back up into my master layout menu here. And I'm going to go ahead and insert a placeholder. So now I can choose what type of placeholder I want to add here. We know that we want text. I'll click on the drop down here. And so I want text. So now I just need to go ahead and draw it. So I'll draw it here. Try to make use of those lines that PowerPoint gives me. Make sure everything is lining up properly. I think that looks pretty good. Maybe I'll make this a little higher here until I see that line. There we go. So now it's all good. We have 3 content placeholders. One that allows us to enter anything. One in the middle is for text only. And the one on the right, we can also go ahead and enter anything. I'm going to go back to my slide master and close this out. And I'll go ahead and just take a quick peek here to see if I can change this layout. And here's my toothpicks and text. Very nice. So that's ready for me as well. Let's go ahead and create one more. Maybe we want to create a blank slide that has an image on it with a background. So I'll go back to my slide master here. I'm going to find that blank slide, which is right here. I'm going to go ahead and duplicate this. And once again, we'll go ahead and give this one a name. So I'll rename this one blank background. So this will be a blank slide with a background. I'm going to go ahead and rename that. And then I'll head on over to my top menu here under the background command group. I want to go ahead and give this a background style. So I can go ahead and click on the drop down. We have some kind of default background styles here that we can use. If I wanted to, I can click on Format Background, and I get more options here. So if I wanted to go ahead and insert a picture, I can go ahead and insert a picture if I want to as well. I'm not going to insert a picture now. Maybe I'll just use I'll use a solid fill. I'll change the color. Just want something that stands out a little bit, not too much. I'll use this blue accent here. And from here, I can go ahead and set the transparency so that when I write my text on top of it, my text is not getting lost here. I don't want to apply it to all, just to my blank slide here. And I'm good to go. I'm going to go ahead and close this. Let's see if I can go ahead and insert that blank background. There it is. Very good. Go ahead and insert your own placeholder into that 3 content slide. And then go ahead and modify that blank slide and drop a background on it. And then come right back. Welcome back. Well, let's go ahead and talk about adding SmartArt to a presentation here. You might be thinking, well, what is SmartArt? What is that all about? Well, let's jump in. I'm going to go ahead and change my layout here for my blank slide. I want a 2 content layout, so I'll go ahead and grab that. And I'm going to go ahead and just give this a title here. Let's call this SmartArt. And since we're talking about Microsoft here, maybe the 3 things that I want to focus on for this demonstration are some Microsoft products. So I'll type Excel. I'll go ahead and type PowerPoint. And I'll go ahead and type Word here as well. So what is SmartArt? Well, our SmartArt lives right here in our Home tab and our Paragraph command group. And right here, we can go ahead, if we want to, we can go ahead and insert SmartArt. I'll go ahead and just hover over it, get some more information here, see what it's all about. So SmartArt is a way for you to communicate information visually rather than just with text. Converting text on your slide to a SmartArt graphic, such as a diagram, flowchart, can organize and present your information as relationships, cycles, processes, and more. So long story short, why go ahead and express something in words when I can go ahead and express it in the form of a really nice graphic here as well? And that's what SmartArt allows you to do. It really brings life to your presentation, makes your slide just kind of pop out. Okay, so now we have a lot of empty space on this slide here. Let's make use of all this space. We're going to insert SmartArt. Before we insert the SmartArt, notice right now that I'm currently clicked inside of the content placeholder. Because I'm clicked inside, notice that I have the dashed lines here on the outside of the border. So what I want to do, I'm going to go ahead and move my mouse cursor right to the border there until I get this icon. I'm going to click. And notice now it's very subtle, but now I have this solid line all the way around. So now whatever is inside of this content placeholder is ready for SmartArt. I'm going to go ahead and click on this drop down for SmartArt. And this is really cool. We're going to get a live preview of what each of these different SmartArt tools will look like. So here's the first one, the most popular one. This is a vertical bulleted list. And as you can see, it just popped. It transformed my Excel, PowerPoint, and Word, my text there into a nice infographic there as well. Let's check out the next one. Okay, this one's a little smaller. This is a vertical block list. And this is the vertical picture accent list. So we can actually add a picture to the left there for each of those if we want to. We have some other ones here, but let's go ahead and take a look at more SmartArt graphics. Let's see what lives under the hood here. So as we can see, we have lots of options to choose from. Microsoft has really considered how many different ways we want to go ahead and express ourselves in our presentation. So we can take a look at all here, or we can go ahead and drill down. If you know that you want a list, maybe a process, a cycle, hierarchy, we can go ahead and take a look at that as well. So right now, I'm just going to go ahead and scroll down so that we can see just how much we have here. Lots and lots of different shapes, different ways of expressing things here as well. So you're probably already thinking different types of smart art that you want to use here. I'm going to go ahead and click on list. These are our most popular here. Now notice we don't get the live preview anymore once we're in this dialog box, but we do get the live preview over here on our right. Okay, so right over here, it kind of gives us a little preview of what it would look like here. So these are our list items here. Okay. They all have different effects. Some of them have pictures. So maybe you want to express something as a process. Maybe you're working on a project. You want to show something as a process. We have a steer, right? A step-up process to kind of show the steps of a process maybe. We have an arrow that kind of shows a continuous block process. We can also go ahead and express something as a cycle. So these are very, very useful for science presentations as well. We have an organization chart. If you want to go ahead and drop that in, you can make use of that here. We can express text in the form of relationships. And we have matrix that we can use. We have pyramid that we can use. This one is pretty cool. We can go ahead and use pictures or office.com. I want to actually use a picture here. And I want to be able to add some pictures to my smart art. I think I'll go ahead and choose this one here. Nice little arrow and some pictures here. I'm going to go ahead and click OK. Okay, very good. So now I'm going to go ahead and drop some pictures in. Maybe I'll try and grab an Excel picture here. I'll go to some online pictures. Try to grab an Excel picture here. Go ahead and press enter. Thankfully, this is the Creative Commons, so not too worried about copyright issues. I'm going to go ahead and insert that Excel. Hopefully we'll accept it. Okay, very good. Let's go ahead and grab PowerPoint from an online picture. So PowerPoint. And let's see here. We have several. Let's see how big this one is. Okay, we'll try this one. Very good. One more to go. Microsoft Word. And let's try this one. Okay, this one is very big. Maybe not that one. Let's see. Maybe I'll grab this one here. Very good. Excellent. So if I click away now, that looks pretty good. So now we went from our little text from Excel, PowerPoint, and Word. We're able to go ahead and convert it to SmartArt here. So we kind of did this by entering the text first and then converting it to SmartArt. But we can also do it the other way as well. We can also go ahead and just create SmartArt. So remember that we chose the two content layout. So we do have the option right here inside the placeholder to go ahead and insert a SmartArt graphic. I'm going to go ahead and click on that. Now I just need to simply choose which one I want. I'll keep it simple with a vertical bullet list here. Go ahead and click OK. And so now it gives you this box to our left here. And this is the box that you want to use to go ahead and create your smart art. You could type it directly in here if you wanted to, but I find it a lot easier to go ahead and manage your smart art here as well. So I'll go ahead and type Excel. And I'll go ahead and I'll type PowerPoint. And then notice, if I have any indented bullets, it gives me another shape here. Okay, so it's going to make this shape indented and it's going to be smaller. So maybe I'll go ahead and just say, Excel is green. PowerPoint is orange. I'll go ahead and drop this down. And I'll just press the backspace key here so I can get another big icon here. I'll go for Word. Press enter. This time I'll tab over so I can get another shape. And I'll just say this one is blue. Very good. So we're all done. So we just created two smart arts. One by converting text to smart art, and one by taking advantage of the smart art placeholder that's right inside of our content placeholder as well. So go ahead and create your smart art, practice. We'll come back and we'll talk a little bit more about modifying the smart art. Welcome back. Hopefully you had fun adding some smart art there. Let's continue talking about smart art here. Mostly, how do we modify our smart art? I'm going to go ahead and just click on my smart art here. And notice I can go ahead and click on individual parts of my smart art. So I can click on my Excel shape there, my PowerPoint shape there, or my Word shape here as well. But I want to go ahead and click on the entire smart art. So I want to go to one of these corners here. I'll click on this corner. So now notice my entire smart art is activated. And because we clicked on our smart art object here, we get this contextual menu up here at the top. And it's saying, hey, click on me. Well, that's exactly what we're going to do. So we do have smart art design, and we do have the format here as well. We'll go ahead and click on smart art design. And let's take a look at some of the options here that we can use to modify our smart art. We'll start by taking a look at our create graphic command group here over to the left. Notice our text pane is currently turned on, which we'll see here. So I like to use the text pane actually when I'm modifying my smart art. If I want to move things around or add things, maybe add a level or add a bullet. But if that's not your style, you still have the option up here to interact in the create graphic group as well. So what I'll do, I'm going to go ahead and click on my Excel here. Click on my Excel shape here. And I have an option. I can go ahead and move this down, or in this case, move it to the right. So I want to move it here, switch it with PowerPoint. I can do that. I can go ahead and switch it with Word if I want to, or I can kind of move things around here as well. If I want to add another shape, maybe I want to add another shape here, maybe for Outlook, I can click on Add Shape. So notice I'm clicked on Excel. I can add a shape after or before. I'll go ahead and click and insert one after there. So now I can go ahead, I can type right in here, or I can go to my text pane and write the word Outlook. But let's see, if I just type Outlook here. So that's how you would add. Now I would need to go ahead and grab a picture, but it's getting crowded in here. I'm going to go ahead and delete that. Notice just by deleting that line in my text pane, it removed my shape there as well. Very good. Now we can also go ahead, if we go to our right here, into our layouts, we can come up here and we can change the layout if we don't like the current one as well. So we can go ahead and get a nice preview of what it would look like if we were to interact with it as well. Notice we still have the entire options here available under more layouts. So you can go ahead and choose a layout that you want. A really cool feature is we can go ahead and change the colors. So we have different color palettes here. So we have some primary theme color palettes here that we can use. And notice we're getting a live preview as we just hover over each one. We have these colorful ones here as well that we can use. Various accents as well. So really cool modification options here. And then we also have different styles, right? So if you want to go ahead and we can add a different type of luster or shine or texture to it as well. So we have kind of this intense effect here. So now it's looking pretty cool. We have a polished effect here. So we can go ahead and customize that as well. But what I want to do, I want to go ahead and actually change these shapes here. I want the Excel shape to be green, PowerPoint orange, and Word will keep as blue. So I'll click on my Excel here. And notice we've been interacting with the smart art design. I'm going to go ahead and click on Format here. and see if I can actually change this color here as well. So I'll click on the Excel, not the picture, but the Excel here. And I'll go up to my shape styles and I'll just mouse over and look at that, it's changing it for me. So maybe I can grab a green one here. Maybe not that green. Let's see, different effects here. Maybe I'll grab this Excel green here. I'll go ahead and do the same thing for PowerPoint. Orange is right here. And Word is pretty cool. It's right there. So I'll go ahead and leave that as well. Very nice. Then over here, I'll keep it simple. With this one, I'll go ahead and click on the edge here. And maybe I'll give this a nice effect. I'll go back to my SmartArt design. And maybe I'll give that this polished effect here as well. I'll click away, take a look at it. I think it's looking pretty good. Maybe this arrow here, maybe I want to change the way that looks. So I'll go ahead and click on Format again. And now I have to decide what color do I want that to be. Maybe I'll keep it simple like that. Give it a shape style. Very good. So looking good, pretty good here. I can resize my SmartArt if I want to, just by dragging from the corners here, kind of resizing things here. And you just really want to go ahead and just kind of resize it to the way that you want it here as well. So that's how you modify your SmartArt as well. You can either treat them as individual shapes, or we can take advantage of the fact that they're grouped together. We can go ahead and make a universal change there as well. So go ahead, it's your turn. Go ahead and modify your SmartArt. Go ahead and maybe change the layout, change the effects, modify the individual shapes, and get some practice there as well. And come right back. Welcome back. Okay, let's go ahead and talk about animating SmartArt here. So we can animate SmartArt. We can just go ahead and click on it here. And we can go ahead and head over to our Animations tab. We can go ahead and just apply an animation. So maybe I'll have this one float in. Okay, so it floats in there. I'll go ahead and have this one. Let's see, I'll have this one just kind of maybe fly in. So if I were to do a preview here, one is floating in, one is flying in. But one of the really cool features about SmartArt is that it does such a good job of creating a nice graphic for you. Sometimes maybe you kind of want to break this up. You know, these are really nice looking visuals here. But notice that they're grouped. So if I wanted to kind of move things out here, I can't really break them up. They kind of move together. So what if we wanted to remove this PowerPoint here, right? Just kind of put it somewhere else on our slide, maybe on another slide in our presentation. Or what if we just want to break up this band here so that we can, instead of having it all animate together, what if we want Excel to appear first, PowerPoint to appear second, and Word to appear third? Well, we're going to have to break it up. So I'm going to go ahead and click on my handle here on the right. And remember that contextual menu that we had at the top here. I'm going to go up to the Format here. Click on Format. And over on the right here, in our Arrange command group, we have this grouping command over here as well. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that. And notice they're currently grouped because group is kind of grayed out here. So I can go ahead and ungroup it. So I can break up the connection. So I can move them individually again. So now they're ungrouped, but that broke up the SmartArt, right? So now if I come here, I can go ahead and I can move it out again. So now I can move them out. However, now it's being looked at as either a shape or a picture. So there's still kind of grouping still going on here. So I'm going to go ahead and click on Shape Format. I'll go ahead and ungroup that as well. And now, as you can see, every single element is individually highlighted, which means that everything from the SmartArt that was grouped before is currently ungrouped. So now we can move things around if we want to. Go ahead and drag this out individually without affecting anything. I'll try to put that back here. But what do we want to do? We want to go ahead and animate this here. So I want Excel to fly in first. So I'm going to go ahead and click on my Excel picture here and my Excel graphic. So I'll kind of group those, and I'll go back to my animations tab here. I'm going to have this one fly in. So notice how it's flying in individually. I want PowerPoint to go next. So I'll group these two, fly in as well. And Word, I'll go ahead and, sorry about that, have these fly in as well. So if I run a preview, there you go. So now I broke up the band and I'm able to go ahead and apply any kind of animation that I want to apply to it as well. Just remember to go ahead and click on that contextual menu, go to the shape format, and ungroup. Break up that band so that you have more flexibility. Now you can do whatever you want to do with this content that you created here. So go ahead, play around with that, and come right back. Welcome back. Okay, hopefully you had some fun there with some smart art. Let's go ahead and let's talk about equations and symbols. Two things not really used often in PowerPoint, but if you're a lover of math, or maybe just symbols in general, or teaching science, there are many reasons why you'd want to be able to interact with the symbols and the equations that are available here. So I'm going to go ahead and change my layout here. I'll just take a title only slide. And I could have went up to new slide and just inserted in here as well, but I just press enter and change the layout here. So here I'll just give this one a title. Let's give it equations and symbols. And let's see what options we have here. So I want to go ahead and insert some math equations here into my presentation. So I'm going to head over to my insert tab here. And all the way over to our right, we have this command group for symbols. So we can either insert an equation or we can insert a symbol. Notice to insert a symbol, you need to be interacting with some kind of text box as well. So we do have a blank palette here. I'm going to go ahead and take a look at the equation tool. Now this is really, really cool. For all the math teachers out there, I'm sure that they would love this. I'm going to go ahead and click on the equation drop down. Now notice I can just go ahead and drop in some equations right here. So I can just drop in the area of a circle, right? Binomial theorem or Pythagorean theorem. But I'm going to skip all of these complex formulas here. I want to go ahead and write my own equation. So all the way on the bottom, we can go ahead and ink our own equation. I'm going to go ahead and do that. So this is pretty cool. I get this little box here. I can go ahead and write my own equation and it will appear in this preview pane right up here at the top. So I'll write a simple one here. Go ahead and type y, right? Our famous graphing function here. Y equals mx plus b. mx. Now I'm using my mouse to type here. Some of you have a touchscreen laptop and it's much easier for you to write these, but it's okay. I'm making it work because up here in our preview, it doesn't, it's writing it properly. So this is improperly, but it's writing it out properly for us. It's recognizing what I'm trying to type here, and it's giving me the formula y equals mx plus b. Now I can go ahead and erase parts of this formula here as well. So if I wanted to go ahead and erase the x, notice how it joins. Now it's y equals m plus b. We know there's not such a thing here. Okay. If I delete my plus sign, now y equals m multiplied by b. So pretty cool. I'm gonna go ahead and clear that here. And this time I'll try to write another one here. I'll do maybe the area of a circle here. So I'll do pi r squared. So I'll say a Oh, I'm already messing up my A here. Equals. And I'll try my best to write pi. Pi, and then r squared. Okay, so it didn't come out correctly here, but no problem. My A came out fine, my pi came out fine, my squared came out fine. So what's really cool is I have this feature here where I can select and correct. Let's see if I can get this correct here. Just going to go ahead and select that. And it gives you some options here. It's taking a look at what you wrote and it's giving you some suggestions here. And no, I don't want the Greek letter sigma. I don't want delta. I want this small r here, which is for radius. Okay. So just like that, I went ahead and fixed my formula. So A equals pi r squared. Very, very good. Excellent. So now I can go ahead and clear it. So we're able to write a formula, erase portions of it, select and correct. We're able to go ahead and clear it as well. I'll do one more, maybe the diameter of a circle here. Just 2 times the radius. Okay, and it doesn't like it here. I'll go ahead and fix this. Number 2, there we go. D equals 2 times the radius. Very good. I'm going to go ahead and cancel that out. And let's take a look at some different ways that we can write some equations as well. So I'll go up to my Insert tab here. And I'll click on my drop down for my equations again. And notice here, I can just go ahead and drop in an equation if I want to. So the area of a circle, like we did earlier, just go ahead and drop that in here. And I'll move this over here. Go ahead and click away from that. Maybe I want to insert another equation. See what else I can add in here. Our old-fashioned Pythagorean theorem. Go ahead and drop that in as well. Move that over here. So you can actually go ahead and just drop in some equations here if you don't feel like typing them. If they are available, you can go ahead and drop them in. You can modify them as well. So if you want to combine equations, you can actually do that. Another option is just to go ahead and just type an equation from scratch. So we'll give you a little text box here. Maybe I want to compare 2 fractions. Go ahead and under the structures, I get different structures here. So I have brackets, radicals, fractions. Also, I have some symbols over here that I can drop in that I otherwise would not have on my keyboard. Fahrenheit, Celsius, so forth and so on. But I'm going to go ahead and drop in my fraction here. I'll drop this in here and I'll say equals. I'll go ahead and drop another one. And now this is dynamic. I can interact with it. So I can say 5 over 10 is equal to x over 20. I can drag that over here. And so I can leave that for someone to solve. Maybe I'm tutoring or teaching them, we can go ahead and drop that in as well. So that's how it works. Now, how do symbols work? I'm going to go ahead and insert a text box here. In this text box, I'm just going to write symbols. And the cool thing is PowerPoint has lots and lots of symbols here that's available to us. I'll go back and click on my Insert tab here, and I'll open up my symbols and look at all these symbols that we have. Okay, so we can actually drill down to different types of fonts. So we have the normal text, Latin text. Okay, so we have just tons and tons of symbols that are in here. We have subsets of each that we can take a look at. A lot of Latin based here. And let's say I wanted to go ahead and drop in my copyright symbol. If I just click on this here on the bottom, it's showing me the type of symbol that this is here. So notice just by clicking on it, it's not going to insert it. I have to click on the insert here. So here's my little copyright icon. I'm gonna go ahead and scroll down. Maybe there's something in here that I don't recognize. Maybe it just looks pretty cool. I want to go ahead and drop it in. Your recently used symbols will appear here under recently used symbols as well. So if you want to insert a less than or equal to or greater than, plus or minus, we can go ahead and do that. Not equal, infinity. Go ahead and drop this in as well. So I'll just drop these in one by one. This is the Greek small letter beta. I'll go ahead and drop that in. So you can always go ahead and drop in these symbols here. And there are lots and lots and lots of symbols here for us to use. Many different languages. I'm not sure how many different languages are represented here, but we see some Hebrew script, some Arabic script here on the bottom as well. So they're all here for you if you need to insert them. Here's the Lamed, the Hebrew Lamed, where we get our L from. Very good. So go ahead and play around with the equations. Insert some equations, insert some symbols, have a little fun, have a little practice, and then come right back. Hello again. Let's go ahead and transition over to working with media. I'm going to go up to my Home tab here, and we're going to start working with audio. I'm going to go ahead and insert a new slide. This time I'll just do title and content. Go ahead and call this one audio. And notice down here in my content placeholder, I do have the option to insert different types of media, such as pictures or videos, but there's nothing here for audio. So what I'm going to do is go up to my Insert tab here. And on my Insert tab, if I click on that, I do have the option over here. We have our Media command group. And right here, I can go ahead and drop in an audio file. I'll click on that drop down. And unlike video and images, you only have two options here. You can either connect audio from your computer, or you can go ahead and actually record the audio. There is no option to grab any audio from online as well. I did record audio earlier on my computer using PowerPoint, so I'll go ahead and grab that. I did save it to my music folder here. And here it is, Media 1. I'll go ahead and grab that. And so you're presented with this little icon here. If you click away, all you see is this little speaker icon. If you click back on it, you get the play controls here as well. So I'll just go ahead and click on play. With PowerPoint on your PC, Mac, or mobile device, you can create presentations from a scratch or a template, add text, images, art, and videos, select a professional design with PowerPoint Designer, add transitions, animations, and cinematic motion. Save to OneDrive to get your presentations from your computer, tablet, or phone. Very good. Just a little recording here. So what can we do with this audio here? Well, let's go ahead and click on it. And let's remember, because we're working with an object here, we can go ahead and we get this contextual menu here. So we have two. We have one for the audio format. We also have one for the playback. Let's go ahead and click on audio format first, see what options we can get there. So here we can go ahead and it's treating it as a picture. So it's referring to this icon here, this big speaker here. So if we want, we can go ahead and add some effects to it if we want to. If we want to go ahead and change the way it's represented here, maybe I'll give it this glowy edge option here, make it stand out a little more. And so all of these options that you have available for picture corrections, we can make those adjustments to it as well. If I want to, I can go ahead and apply a style to it if I want to. Maybe to make it stand out a little more. Maybe this rounded diagonal corner white. That looks pretty cool. I'll leave that there. And you can go ahead and add a border if you want to. So it's really up to you. Whatever you want to do to make it stand out. Because originally, it's just that it's very, very plain. So maybe you want it to stand out there as well. We can go ahead and resize it if we want to. You can make it as big or as small as you want to make it. But it's really up to you what you want to do here. I'm going to go ahead and click on the playback option now. And we can perform some basic audio editing here. And this is a good tool to use if you have some audio files on your computer that you want to edit. You don't have to go on the internet and search for any, rich tools here. You can perform some basic editing right in here. So we do have a few fields here, or a few options that we can use to edit. So here is our editing option here. Notice we can also go ahead, we can trim the audio if we want to. I'll actually do that. I had some white space there in the front, but I just want to kind of blank out here as well. So I'll go ahead and trim the audio. And as you can see, we have our little, bar here that kind of represents where I'm speaking. So maybe I'll just cut out the first 2 seconds or so of it. And I'll play it from here and see if that works. With PowerPoint on your PC Mac, that looks good. So I'm starting this at 2.5 seconds. Go ahead and click OK. If I wanted to go ahead and trim the end, I can do that as well. That looks pretty good. I'll kind of leave it like that for now. Now I do have some other options. I can fade in, I can fade it out if I want to. I can adjust the volume in terms of when this is being presented. Do I want it to be played on a high volume or medium? Just to be safe, I'll put it on medium here. And another important thing, if you're going to use audio in your presentation, you want to kind of set up your audio options here. In particular, right here, in addition to the volume, you want to kind of determine how is this audio going to be started. So by default, as you're clicking through your presentation, this will actually play on a click. But what if you want it to kind of just play automatically? You can set it to go ahead and play automatically as soon as the slide appears as well. Or you can be more specific and just say, hey, when I click on this file or this audio, go ahead and play it. We can go ahead and hide it during the show as well. We can just kind of have it rewind after it finishes playing, just in case one of our attendees wants us to play this file here again. So go ahead and record an audio if you don't have one on your computer. If you do have one, go ahead and upload one by clicking on Insert, heading over to the Media section, and inserting that audio. Go ahead and apply some different effects to it by first clicking on Audio Format, and then adjust your playback here as well. Then just make a determination on how you want that file to start. And come right back. Well, that was fun recording some audio and inserting some audio there. Let's go ahead and add some video. Okay, let's add some video here. This time I'm going to go ahead and insert a blank slide that we created earlier in our slide master with the blank background. I'm going to go ahead and insert that here because I want to leave as much room as I can for my video here. So now I'll go back up to my Insert tab as I did before. I'll head on over to my Media group to the right here. This time I'll go ahead and click on the Video drop down. So we have 3 options here. We can insert a video from our device, whether it's our Mac or a PC, right, or a phone. Or we can go ahead and we can insert a stock video. And this is one of the new features of Office 2021. The stock media is increasing, so we do have access to more stock as well. Or we can go ahead and insert a video from an online source. So this is where we can insert videos from YouTube or various other channels. We'll kind of do the first 2 here. I'll go ahead and grab one from my device. I do have one that I downloaded with permission here. Go ahead and grab the strawberry one here. And there you go. So it drops it in for me here. And notice it's kind of taking up the entire height of my slide here. So I can resize this if I want to. Just remember that when you're resizing your video, you want to use the handles kind of on the edges here. Because if I use these, it's going to smush my video together. You want to kind of keep that balance, so you want to use drag from the corner to keep the ratio intact here. So I'll go ahead and just quickly play this video. Just a small time lapse here. And we drop a strawberry in there. Very good. So now because this video is on my computer, I have some, I can go ahead and perform some editing on it as well. I'm going to head over after clicking on my video here. Notice my two contextual menus here that I have, one for video format, which is on by default here. And I also have playback. So for my video format, notice now for our audio, it was treating our audio as a picture, but now we have our own video options here as well. So we can also go ahead and apply some corrections to this if we want to. So if we want to give this different shades, we can. As you can see, we can adjust the brightness level. And you can make this as bright or as dark as you want to. All depends on what you're trying to communicate with your audience here. We can recolor this as well. Or if you wanted this to be recolored in yellow, you can go ahead and recolor that. And that is pretty cool. Some nice editing features here. I'm going to give it a nice classy orange look here. We can go ahead and do that as well. I'll go ahead and give it, maybe I'll give it this sepia look here. Very nice. So we can go ahead and we can also adjust, what we can do is we can specify what image we want to represent this video. So if we were to kind of scroll through our video here, and let's say we want to capture a point where the strawberry drops in our glass. So maybe right there, go back a little bit here, right there. We can use this frame as the actual poster frame here. So we'll go ahead and change that. And so when we get to our slide, this is what it will look like. It shows what happens in the end there. So you can capture any frame and use that as the initial frame for your video here as well. If I made too many changes to this, I can go ahead and just reset it. I can always reset any design changes that I've made to it. I can reset the design and the size as well. I'm going to reset everything here, put it back. Okay. And I can go ahead and I can apply some video styles to it. Put it in a frame, give it some glowy edges, some shadows. Okay. So pretty cool options here that I can use. Maybe I'll use this one here. That looks pretty nice. I'll go ahead and preview it. There we go. All right, if we want to go ahead and we can actually change the shape if we want to. So if we wanted to change this video into another shape, we could. So if we wanted to change it to a flow chart, believe it or not, it will be represented as a flow chart as well. Very good. We have various effects here that we can use as well. So lots of different options. All depends on what you're trying to communicate with your audience here. I'm going to go ahead and take a look at the playback. Again, if you have any videos on your computer, you want to go ahead and edit them, you can come right here in PowerPoint, perform some basic editing. So just as before, we can go ahead and trim the video if I want to. Maybe I'll just trim that first part here. And notice as I'm moving the slider here, it's giving me a preview of my video. So maybe I'll just wait here the first second or so. Go ahead and click OK. But it's up to you. You can specify the start time, the end time. I can go ahead and fade it in or fade it out if I want to. Again, I can go ahead and adjust the volume. I'll put it on medium. And just as with our audio, we can go ahead and select how do you want this video to play in click sequence automatically or when it's clicked on. It's really up to you. If you want to as well, you can go ahead and insert some captions for this video. Excellent. So we can go ahead and go back on my insert menu here. I'm just going to kind of click away from my video. Now let's take a look at the other option here to insert a video. So we already inserted a video from this device. We can go ahead and grab a stock video. See what options we have here. It's still growing, right? Still growing here. Maybe I'll take a look at these here. So it's downloading my video here. And wow, this one wants to take up the entire content placeholder. So I have to go ahead and trim this down. Maybe I'll go ahead and put this on a slide by itself. So let's see if I can copy this over here, or maybe cut this, place it over here on this slide, paste it here. There we go. And go ahead and play this. And let's take a look at the contextual menu, see what we have here. So here's our video format. We can still apply those color corrections to it as well. Let's take a look at the playback. So the cool thing with the stock images, you can still go ahead and trim it. You can go ahead and apply those other settings to it as well. So as long as you insert a stock video or a video from your computer or device, you can go ahead and apply these edits to it. However, if you use the third option to go ahead and insert a video from another source, you will not have the option to go ahead and trim the video. You don't have all of the editing options here as well. And so if I wanted to go ahead and insert another video here, online video, I'm presented with this dialog box here. And as you can see, I need to go ahead and copy and paste the address of that video from YouTube, SlideShare, Vimeo, Stream, or Flipgrid. I'm not going to do that now. I don't own anything in the cloud, so I'll leave this be right here. So go ahead and insert a video. Go ahead and play around with the different tools to edit it and come right back. Well, that was fun, being able to insert video into our presentation. Go ahead and make some modifications to it and be able to trim and edit it there as well. There is another feature over here in our media section on our insert tab. We've already taken a look at the video and audio. We also have this option here for screen recording. Now, this is a really powerful tool that PowerPoint has included for us. So if you want to be able to provide instructions or a tutorial for your colleague, for your team, maybe even your family member or friend, you can go ahead and take advantage of the screen recording tool provided by PowerPoint. I'm going to go ahead and click on here. And let's just take note of the options that we have here for recording. So I did use this earlier, and so I do have this portion of my screen that's toggled here. If I want to record my entire screen, I can just remove that option here. But maybe I just want to actually select an area here as well. We can record the pointer so that it's capturing our pointer on the screen as we're moving along. But I'm going to go ahead and select a particular area. I'll go ahead and draw this area out here. There we go. And let's see if I can go ahead and drop this in here. Try to squeeze this window in here. So we can go ahead and take a look at what Microsoft says is new in PowerPoint 2021. There we go. So I can just go ahead and hit the record button. I can either turn the audio off if I don't want to, if I just want to provide a visual, or I can leave it. I'm going to go ahead and hit record here. Here's my countdown. So what's new in PowerPoint 2021 for Windows? PowerPoint 2021 for Windows lets you create compelling content with the addition of features including co-authoring. So we have co-authoring as an option. We have modern comments by being able to provide a mention. And in terms of collaboration, know who's in your presentation. You can see their credentials as they're working on the document at the same time here. Okay, so I just went ahead and stopped it there. And as soon as I'm finished, it just drops it right here into my blank slide for me. So now I can go ahead and resize this if I want to, like so, move it around. And I get my contextual menu up here as well. So I can go ahead and check it. I can recolor it if I want to. I can add various styles, adjustments, and effects as well. Playback options are also there. can trim the video. I can provide a fade. I can set my volume again. And this is ready to go. Go ahead and play it. So what's new in PowerPoint 2021 for Windows? PowerPoint 2021 for Windows lets you create compelling content with the addition of features including co-authoring. So we have co-authoring as an option. We have modern comments by being able to provide a mention. And in terms of collaboration, know who's in your presentation. You can see their credentials as they're working on the document at the same time here. And one of the reasons I like using the select the area to record is that I can always get back to that menu to stop the video if I don't want to have to press the shortcut keys there as well. And again, if you want to, we can go ahead and insert captions for this video as well. So there you have it. Different ways to insert videos. You can create your own video. You can use an online video. You can use a video from stock. Many different options available for you there. So go ahead, take advantage of the screen recording tool. Go ahead and just create a small tutorial for yourself, maybe for a friend or even for a colleague. And then go ahead and apply any edits that you need to apply to it as well. And then come right back. Excellent. Hopefully you were able to go ahead and take advantage of the screen recording tool for PowerPoint. Let's go ahead and talk about an outline here. Well, what is an outline? Well, we've kind of been building this presentation today as we're inserting slides. PowerPoint is actually keeping track of an actual outline for us. So up here on my view menu, click on view. And over here, I'm going to go ahead and change my view to the outline view. Right now we're on a normal view. I'll go ahead and click on the outline view here. And over here on my left, as you can see, here are all of my slides that I've been working on. As you can see, some of my slides here, they don't have titles. So maybe I'll go ahead and fix that right now. So this one was the screen recorder. Maybe I'll put screen recorder here. Or maybe screen recording. Then I'll just go ahead and make sure that I move this down right here. So the outline view gives you some options here. And as I click on each slide, I can go ahead and make some changes here. So this is working with video. So I'll leave that there. Slide number 6, this was another video as well. Maybe I'll call this video 2. And I'll come in here. So you have access to the outline. You also have access to go ahead and move things around right here in the outline view on your actual slide. Now the way the outline works is if I wanted to create another slide here, I can go ahead and give it a name. Sorry about that. Go ahead and give it a name here. And I can call this outline. And if I press enter and tab over, like so, now it allows me to write information right inside of the content placeholder. So pretty cool. But there's another way for us to just kind of go ahead and use an outline here. I'm going to go ahead and delete this one. I'll close this view. And I'm going to go back to my normal view here. Go ahead and remove this content placeholder. Now I'm going to go ahead and take a look, open up Microsoft Word here. So I already have an outline, a small outline here that I want to go ahead and implement. So I can save this in a special way so that PowerPoint can take a look at it. And if I import this, it will actually create 4 slides with these names for me. I'm just going to go ahead and make sure that these all have a heading. So heading 1, I'm doing this the long way. So I'll go ahead and save that to my desktop here. Go ahead and close that. So now I'm on my last slide here, which was my screen recording. But now I'm going to go back to my Home tab. And this time what I want to do, instead of inserting a slide, I want to go ahead and insert some slides from an outline here. So I'll go ahead and click on New Slide. And on the bottom here, I have this option for Slides from Outline. Go ahead and click on that. I get this box here, right here on my desktop. I'll go ahead and click on Outline. And let's see if it creates those slides for me here. It's doing its thing. If I scroll down. Okay, so here's my first slide, working with outlines, customizing animations, collaborating on a presentation, and customizing a slideshow. Very good. Now keep in mind, it did not inherit the formatting from our slide master here. So we would need to come in and kind of fix that manually here. So I'll just kind of note a few things here about working with outlines. Okay. So best practice is to start with an outline. It will save you a lot of time. Next thing you want to do, go ahead and create an outline in Microsoft Word. Okay. And just make sure that after you create your outline in Word, that each line has a heading. That's how PowerPoint will recognize if it is an actual slide. So make sure you apply that heading there to each line as well. So very nice feature here. So once again, just go back up to your Home tab, click on New Slide. Go ahead and use Slides from Outline. That will drop in those slides for you. So go ahead and pause the video and create your outline in Microsoft Word. And then go ahead and insert it. Make sure that all of your slides are showing up appropriately. If not, don't forget to convert each line to a heading format and come right back. Excellent. Let's go ahead and talk about animations. One of the favorite things people like to do in PowerPoint here is to go ahead and insert some animations. But let's go ahead and talk about customizing our animations here as well. I'm going to go ahead and remove this content placeholder. No longer need that. And I want to go ahead and insert a few objects here. So I'll go and click on my Insert menu here. And I'll go ahead and make it simple. I'll go ahead and grab some shapes. Maybe I'll grab an icon or two here as well. So I'll go ahead and insert a shape. Go ahead and grab a smiley, Mr. Smiley Face here. Go ahead and draw him out just like that. Then I'll go back up to my Insert tab. Try to grab some icons this time. See what's in the stock here. Maybe I'll grab some illustrations. And well, this doggy looks pretty cool. Go ahead and insert that doggy there. Go ahead and resize our little guy here. And maybe I'll grab one more. Go back up to Insert, Icons. Now I could have grabbed two at the same time, but if I do that, they come in kind of grouped, and sometimes it gives me a little issue trying to ungroup them. So I'll just do them one at a time. There we go. So we got our dinosaur friend here. We've also got our doggy. The dog is looking at Mr. Smiley, and our dinosaur is looking at Mr. Dog here. Okay, so we have our three characters here. So let's go ahead and talk about some animations here. I'm gonna go and click on my Animations tab here, and I'll make sure I have one of these selected. I'll start with Mr. Smiley Face over here, and obviously up in here we have a lot of different animations that we can use. Right? If we kind of scroll down, we have different types, custom ones here. But I'll just go ahead and give Mr. Smiley Face here a float in. So let's see if I can float in here. Okay, so Mr. Smiley Face is floating in. Gets the number 1. That's our first animation here. But what I want to do at this point is I want to go ahead and keep track keep better track of my animations. So I'm going to go ahead and click on my animation pane. I did add my animation pane to my quick access toolbar as well. So I can click there, or I can go to animations and click on the animation pane. I'll click here. So this opens up our animation pane here on the right. This will give us a really nice opportunity to manage all of our animations. All right, very good. So we've all used float in before, but what else can we do to Mr. Smiley Face here? What if you want Mr. Smiley Face to kind of float in, and maybe we want it to float down, right? Because when we preview, it's floating up. So we can take advantage of the effect options right here. So based on what you chose, you can go ahead and modify it. I can change the direction. I want Mr. Smiley Face to float down. So there he goes. So we just customize our first animation there. And what if I wanted to add another animation to it? What about, instead of, in addition to floating down, what else can we do? So maybe I want to go ahead and add another animation there. So maybe after he floats down, I can have him swivel. Maybe I'll do that. So if I go ahead and press preview here, he floats, then he swivels. So notice it's treating it as two different animations here. So 1 and 2. I'm going to head over to my animation pane here. I'll expand this a little bit so I can kind of see what's going on. And the animation pane is really cool because now it shows you the length of time. So this took 1 second, and the second animation takes 2 seconds here. I can reorder them if I want to, right? Kind of move things around. Or right here, I can change the duration if I want to, just by grabbing on the edge here, change that to 2 seconds. So if I go ahead and press play, it takes 2 seconds to come in, 2 seconds to swivel as well. So it's really cool. We can apply multiple animations, but it depends. Not all animations will give you that option to apply a second animation or an effect option here as well. So I'm going to go ahead to my doggy here, give Mr. Dog another type. Let's see, I'll give this grow and turn feature here. So he pops in. It's animation number 3. And so now notice with grow and turn, there's no options here. There are no effect options. So it's only applicable to certain animations here. Can I add another animation? Yes, I can. So after he turns in, maybe I'll give a nice spin here. Just a lot of spinning going on. And so we're getting this list built over here for our animation pane. Smiley Face 99, Graphic 101. So it's applying names to all of these here as well. So we can go ahead and customize our animations. We don't have to just rely on one. We can add an effect. We can go ahead and add a second animation if that's available as well. So what if I want to apply the same animation for Mr. Smiley Face to my dinosaur over here? Well, I can go ahead and use my animation painter, which is right here. So if I were to just select Mr. Smiley Face first and click on the animation painter, it's going to do exactly what it says. Okay, I can apply that effect to other objects in my presentation. So I'll click on Mr. Smiley Face, click on animation painter, click on my dinosaur friend here. So he floats in, and then he swivels. Very good. So now if I want to, I can go ahead and just kind of reorder some of these. I have drop downs here. If I want these to start on a click, I can go ahead and do that. I can affect the timing. I can affect the options here. And if I want to, I can go ahead and reorder my animations so that they come in a different order here as well. Yeah, right now I'm just kind of making a mess of things, but it's okay. Let's see what it looks like now. So smiley face. Our doggy comes in. Dinosaur comes in. Okay. Very good. So go ahead and drop some shapes onto your customizing animations slide here. play around with the custom animations. Make sure to turn on that animation pane, give you more control over your animations, and come right back. Welcome back. Let's go ahead and talk about collaborating on a presentation here. Now, the whole idea here is that your document to OneDrive or in the cloud, and once it's in the cloud, you can go ahead and click on the share icon, and you can either gather a link to share with your collaborators, or you can send a direct email as well. Now, sending a link is the more popular option because now you can send it over various medium. You can send it via Teams, or you can just go ahead and drop it in a meeting chat here as well. So let's head on over to our File tab. Click on our File tab here, and we're going to head on over to where it says Info here. Drop it on Info. And we're going to spend some time in here just kind of taking a look at some of the features that we can use as we take a look at this lesson here as well. So one of the things that we can do, we have a few options. We can go ahead and upload this directly to OneDrive if we want to. We can go ahead and share it, the document as well. If we click on share here, it's going to, check to see if it's on OneDrive. If it's not, it will ask you to upload it to OneDrive. And then you can go ahead and take advantage of the sharing features here as well. So that's what you would need to do first. Step one, go ahead and upload this file to OneDrive. So if I click on here, it's just going to ask me, please choose the desired location to upload the document. I can just go ahead and upload it there to my OneDrive folder. Just for the sake of time, I do have another presentation that's very similar here. We'll go ahead and pull that up. And for this particular presentation, I already have the sharing features turned on. So if I were to go back to my file and info here, notice the options are right here as well. So back on my document here, I'm going to go ahead and click on my share icon right over here. And once again, if you have not saved this to OneDrive, it will just prompt you to go ahead and do so. So let's take a look at this dialog box here. So once again, different ways I can go ahead and send this. I can enter someone's email right here. And once I enter their email, I can specify what type of access they can have. So they can edit the document, or they can only view the document here as well. I can send a message to them if I want to, saying, hey, I shared a file with you. Or I can go ahead and I can get a shareable link that I want to use. So if I click on this, it gives me a shareable link. And if I want to further specify what people can do with this link, I can click on this arrow. And I have some options here. I can only specific people. Or I can go ahead and choose allow editing here as well. I can set an expiration date for this if I want to. And I can go ahead and also set a password. So it really depends on the layers of security that you want to apply here as well. So once you have it saved to the cloud, click on share. And once the person receives the email or either opens the link and they enter into editing mode, what you will see, if you take a look at the top right of my screen here, here's myself. I'm currently working on the document. And here's my guest that I shared the document with. My guest is currently working in the document as well. And one of the new features in 2021, PowerPoint 2021, you can see who's working in real time. So my guest is currently working on slide 10, which is this slide right here. And I know, so if I go to slide 10, I can see exactly where they are. I can see exactly what they're doing as well. If I had more than one collaborators here, and all their icons would show up here, and I can see where they are and what they're doing as well. So once we enable sharing, once we first upload to OneDrive and enable sharing, opens up some other capabilities for us as well. We already talked about the simultaneous collaboration, but we also have some other tools. So if I click on my review tab here, so I do have some options over here for comments and also to be able to go ahead and compare. So I want to go ahead and see who's chatting in this document. I'm going to open up my comments pane here. And right now, we don't really have any comments here. But if I wanted to, I can go ahead and drop a new one. Another cool feature of 2021, we can use mentions. So if I type the @ symbol here, I'm not currently connected to my organization. This is kind of a private account. But if I were connected to my organization here, when I type the @ symbol, my colleagues would start popping up here as well. But I can just go ahead and start the convo. And everyone will go ahead and see that. I'm looking at my other screen here where I'm logged in as a guest and I'm seeing the change. I'm seeing the comment here as well. And notice the outline here to indicate that we have a comment on this slide here as well. So we can go ahead and we can kind of cycle through our comments here. Take a look at the previous comment, new comment. We can delete comments if we want to as well. And once we have a lot of collaborating going on, we have some options in here to kind of either accept or reject some changes that have been made as well. Another really cool feature, it turns on what's called revision history. So we can view revision history here. So let's see. I'm going to go ahead and click on my File tab, go to Info, and down here, right here, I can see my version history. So if I click on this here, over on the right side, it's showing my version history. And so this is helpful because if someone makes a change that kind of makes a mess of things, you can always go back to one of these versions to kind of try to find out where the mistake happened. And you can restore by clicking. I'm not going to do it now, but I can click on this earlier version here and it will bring me back to all the changes that occurred up until that timestamp, 2:21 p.m. there as well. So very nice tools to enable us to collaborate on a presentation. Another way to collaborate, obviously, is to go into your OneDrive. And from there, you have the option to share files, specify different credentials for sharing, and for editing access as well. One more thing I'll show you here. I click on Share. If I want to, I can go ahead and click on this small menu, and I can go ahead and manage the access. So as you can see, I have a few people here that can edit. I can go ahead and change some of these if I want to by simply clicking on the small menu, changing their access to either view only or stop sharing the file with them as well. So go ahead, upload your file to OneDrive. The easiest way to do it, just go ahead and click on the share icon here. It will upload the file for you, save it, and then provide you with an option to share your file. Play around, share it with your colleague, and then come right back. Welcome back. Well, hopefully you're able to play around with adding your file to your OneDrive and setting up some sharing options there as well. Let's talk about customizing a slideshow. Did you know that you can create presentations within your presentation? What if you do not want to present your entire PowerPoint file? Maybe you just want to use a few slides from your presentation. Maybe your idea is to kind of have one presentation for a large group and then several parts of your presentation for smaller groups. Well, you can customize a slideshow. What we're going to do is head on over to the slideshow tab here. And notice over here, we do have a command group for Start Slideshow. And right here, we can go ahead and click on this drop down. We can go ahead and create a custom slideshow. Well, that's what we want to do here. And specifically what we want to do, we just want to kind of showcase the media section here of our presentation. So slides 4, 5, 6, and 7, they have media, audio, and videos. So we're just going to go ahead and set up a custom slideshow just to showcase those 4 slides there as well. So I'll go ahead and click on Custom Slideshow and show only the slides you choose. This is a great way to shorten your presentation or tailor it for different audiences. So if I click on my drop down here, I can go to Custom Shows. I don't have any, so I need to go ahead and create one. And I'll go ahead and click on New. And right here on the left, it shows me all of my slides. But the first thing I want to do is go ahead and give this a name. So maybe I'll call this the media show. And now it's just a matter of dropping in the audio, video 2, and screen recording. I can do them one by one, or I can just drag them over there. And now if I want to kind of move these around, I can also move these around too, just by clicking up, or I can remove it, or I can move them down here as well. I'll leave it like this. We'll go ahead and click OK. And I'm good to go. So now I can go ahead and make an edit to it. If I want to go in and add some other slides to it, I can remove it if I want to. I can go ahead and create another slideshow, or I can run it right from here. I'm going to go ahead and show it. And there's my audio. So if I were to click on this guy, it would play. Here's my video. I'll go ahead and run this one here. There we go. And then I'll go ahead and here's my other video here. And here's my screen recording. And that is the end of my slideshow. Very good. So you can go ahead and create some custom shows and tailor them to fit different audiences. Go ahead and create a custom show just for these 4 media slides here. Get some fun practice. Come right back. Let's talk about setting up and annotating a slideshow. Well, one of the cool things that you can do is you can customize the default behavior for your slideshow. For example, if you want to run your presentation to kind of loop in kiosk mode, you can go ahead and set that up as well. And don't forget, when you're running your presentation, you have some annotation tools to help to highlight certain areas of your presentation as well. We're still on our slideshow ribbon tab here. And we're just going to move over just a little bit here. And we'll talk about just setting up our slideshow. And we'll briefly take a look there to see what we can customize here. So notice in this window for setup show, I have a few boxes here. I have 5 boxes to be exact. The first one is my show type. And notice by default, it's set up to be presented by a speaker in full screen. But there's other options as well. What if I want it to be browsed by an individual at just in a window? What if I want this to run in my office, in our office setting on a big TV, just to kind of loop? Notice as I click on browse at a kiosk in full screen, it's going to loop it continuously. And so these you kind of have to turn on if you want to. If you have any kind of narration happening, you can go ahead and enable that as well. You can show it without animations, and we can go ahead and disable hardware graphics acceleration. Not really necessary. Processors are pretty powerful now, but if you have something that's very, very heavy and you have a really nice graphics card in your computer, by all means, you can just make sure that you take advantage of that as well. So in terms of showing the slides, we can show all slides, or we can specify what slides we want to go ahead and show. If you want to use a custom show, as we did before, we created a media show, so we can have that run as well. Now, in terms of moving forward in the slides, right, because we selected the kiosk mode, it's going automatically, so it's going to move. So if we have timings that are configured in here, this will work wonderfully. It will just kind of keep on moving by itself there, and it will loop as well. So another option, if you're like me, you have 2 monitors and you want to kind of specify where you want your presentation to display, you have the option here. You can have your computer select the monitor for you. You can select the primary monitor, or you can choose another monitor. Maybe you have 3. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and put these back to normal here. And I'm actually going to hit cancel because I don't want to interact with any of these. But these are the options here that you have. And finally, when you're annotating, you do have options here for the pen color and the laser pointer color as well. I'm going to hit cancel, and then we're going to go ahead and run that custom slideshow, and we'll take advantage of the annotating tools in here as well. So let's go for it. So down here on the very bottom, we have our buttons to kind of go back and forth. But then right here, we have this pen. If we click on that menu, we have some options here. So we can use a laser pointer to kind of highlight things here. There's only 2 things on this slide, so not much to highlight here. But you do have a built-in laser pointer, so no need for those battery-operated clickers. We have a pen here as well. Notice you can change the colors by default. Remember, it was red in the setup. If you wanted to change that to another color, you can establish that here. I'll leave it on red. Let's see. Click on my pen. Maybe I want to draw a circle here on my audio. I want to draw an arrow. Not the best arrow there, but you do have options to go ahead and annotate, which will really liven up your presentation. I have a highlighter. If I want to, I can go ahead and highlight something here if I want. Now this is really meant for, a really interactive and engaging slide. Maybe you really have something that you want to ask questions on. And as you're getting responses from your audience, you can go ahead and use these tools to kind of mark up different parts of your slide here. And then we have our eraser. Just want to go ahead and erase these markups that we made. You can use that as well. And the only other thing here that we can use is we can just go ahead and change the colors here as well. And if we want to go ahead, we just move over 2 to the right. We have our small magnifier here. So we can use this to kind of highlight a section here. And if we click on that, it's going to zoom in to that area. We get our little hand here that we can use to interact. We want to right click to get rid of that zoom. And then finally over here to the right, we have a small menu. We have some other options here that we can use as well. I'm going to go ahead and end this show. And it brings us right back to where we left off here. So go ahead, open up the Setup Slideshow, configure some options there, play around with them, and go ahead and run a show and make use practice with the annotating tools, and then come right back. Welcome back. Let's talk about navigation. One of my favorite things to do in PowerPoint is to go ahead and create a table of contents. Right? In Microsoft Word, we can create a table of contents, but in PowerPoint, we kind of have to build it ourselves. And it's really referred to as navigation. So here's the idea. I went ahead and inserted a slide here, slide number 2. And I basically wrote down all of the learning objectives here on the corresponding slides. So for example, slide 3 is SmartArt. And then we have equations and symbols, audio, and video. So I just kind of created a small little table of contents or navigation here. The whole idea is that when I'm presenting this, I can always click and it will take me to that particular slide. And the way that I do that is I want to make sure that I'm on my insert menu, which I currently am. And if we take a look at the insert menu, right over here under links, we have an option here to establish a link. So I'm going to go ahead and double click on my SmartArt here. And notice I've created some links down here already, but we'll finish creating these 4 here. And then we'll take a look and see how this works. So I'll go ahead and create a link. And by default, it wants to go to an external web page or file. So what you want to make sure that you do is go ahead and just link to a place that's in this document. So I'll go ahead and click on that here. And what's really nice is we can move this box over here. And now we can look for that SmartArt. We know that it's slide 2. And if we click on it, we get a nice preview here on the right. So we know we're in the right place. Go ahead and click OK. Go ahead and repeat the process for equations and symbols. Grab my link. Now that I've added a link inside of the document to a place in this document, it kind of remembers for me and it locks onto that for me. So now I just need to simply click on the slide I want to go to, click OK. 2 down, 2 to go. Link. This time I want audio. My preview on the right is correct. Good to go. And finally, video. There we go. Click OK. Now we do have 2 videos, but just going to the videos section is pretty fine as well. All right, pretty cool. So let's go ahead and run this. I'll run this in reading mode. And I'll click on my video here. There you go, it brings me to my video. But now, how do I get back? Right? I can always right click and go to a particular slide from here, but that's not really, it doesn't really look nice in the middle of a presentation. You don't want to do that. So how do we do this here? Well, there's a couple of things that we can do. And one thing that we can do is we can create a button down here on the bottom. We can use our slide master, insert a home button at the bottom of our slide, and that will always bring us back to this particular navigation. So now we can go back and forth whenever we want to. So I'm going to go back to my slide master, click on view. Now open up my slide master here. And I'm going to locate that very first one. Okay, very first one here. And I'm going to go ahead and insert a shape. Now, there's a lot of shapes here, but all the way on the bottom, we actually have action buttons. So these are buttons that we can program. And if we just kind of mouse over them, right? So this one allows you to go back, forward. I'm going to go ahead and click on my home one here. And I'm going to try to draw it in the middle here. I don't want it to be too, taking over the slide too much here. And once I draw it, it asks me a few questions here. Well, do I want to basically enable this icon by mousing over it or clicking on it? By default, it's mouse click. And here it wants to hyperlink to our very first slide, which is our title slide. But that's not what I want. So I'm going to go ahead and change this from the first slide. And I want it to go to a particular slide. So I'll click on slide here. And I want it to go to that navigation slide that I just created here. Click OK. Click OK. If I want to change the color here, I can do that. Maybe I'll give it the nice, let's see, I want it to be too overbearing here. Just a simple, maybe that looks good. I'll use that one. If I wanted to, I can go ahead and insert, other buttons to go left and right. But just to keep it simple, I'll leave my home button here. I'm going to go ahead and close out my slide master by clicking on slide master, close the master view, and just do a quick check to make sure that my home button is on all of my slides. There they are. And I may need to move them down or move it over a little bit here. Some of these are kind of covering it up. And it appears fine in some other ones here as well. So let's go ahead and do a quick test. Let's go ahead and run. I'll do it in reading mode this time again so that it does not interact with both of my screens here. So I'll go ahead and go to video again. So now I'm on video, but how am I going to get back? I'm going to have to fix that actually. Okay, so I went back to my slide master here so that I can kind of move this icon here so that things are not getting in the way. So I think what I'll do is maybe I'll move it kind of up here to the top right. And let's give that a try. Go ahead and close my master view here. And this time I'll check each slide just to make sure nothing is covering it up. And that looks pretty good. Okay, let's go back to run our slideshow here. This time we'll let's run it in reading mode. Okay, let's go to outlines. Okay, very good. Now I can go to my next slide here, but what if I want to go back to my navigation here? Maybe someone asked a question. Click on my home tab, brings me right back to my navigation. So now I can go and talk about custom shows. And I can go ahead and go back home as well. So that was a pretty good example, but there's another way that's just really, really cool that allows us to drop this navigation pane into any part of our presentation. Now, if you have a long presentation and you have different sections, notice we can insert a section by clicking in between two slides and just inserting a section. So if you're operating with sections, it will be a good idea at the beginning of each section to kind of give access to this navigation slide. But look what I'm going to do. I'm going to pretend that, my audio, I have another section here. I'm going to go ahead and drag this slide right onto this slide here and let go. And what I just did, I just created a direct link to this slide. So let's run this in reading mode. And if I click on this here, it's going to bring me right back to this navigation slide. How cool is that? Okay. So I can go back, or I can go ahead and end my slideshow here. So pretty cool. So that is the zoom feature. And notice now that I'm clicked on the zoom that I created, I get this contextual menu for zoom. So that tells me there are further customizations that I can go ahead and make. The first thing I notice, I can go ahead and change the image. Maybe instead of showing my slide like that, I want to show an image. So let's see what image we can drop in here. Maybe I'll drop one from an icon. Let's see what kind of icon I can grab here. Let's see. Maybe I'll just grab this one here. Kind of looks like a little letter. And so now, if I were to click on that, it's going to bring me right back here as well. Pretty cool. That is the zoom feature. Let's see what else we can do. So we change the image. We can go ahead and apply a style to that if we want to. Many different options here as well. And we can go ahead and interact with the border. We can have some different effects here, just as we would with any other shape or object. I think I'll just put it inside of a circle here. Pretty good. So that is our zoom feature. That is how we add a home button to go back. Go ahead, go into your slide master, add a home button, go ahead and create zooms for the different parts of your presentation here and come right back. Welcome back. Let's go ahead and spend some time talking about recording a presentation. After you're finished with your presentation, you have some decisions to make. What do I want to do? Are you going to present it in person by displaying your presentation on a large screen and clicking through your slides? Or do you want to simply send the presentation to someone so that they can go ahead and watch it? Or maybe you want to just go ahead and deliver it in the form of a webinar or a seminar. Well, we have several options here. What we can do is we can head over to our slideshow. We spent quite a bunch of time here as well. One of the things that we can do is rehearse the timings, okay? And we'll just take a look at what the rehearse timing says. Practice makes perfect. Start the full screen slideshow to figure out the perfect timing for each slide. As you rehearse your presentation, PowerPoint will record how much time you spend on each slide. Once you get the timings right, you can use them to run the show automatically. So that's one option. You can go ahead and just kind of rehearse the timings there. And so if you're presenting, you don't have to worry about clicking on the next slide. It will automatically move to the next slide for you based on how you practiced and accepted it. Another option is to go ahead and record your slideshow. So in this case, what you're actually doing is you're recording either a portion of your presentation or your entire presentation, but this allows you to speak. So you have narration that's possible. And if you wanted to as well, you can go ahead and show your video, show yourself presenting it as well. So let's talk about rehearsed timings. I'm going to go back up to my first slide here, and I'll just kind of do the first 3 slides here to kind of show you how the rehearse timings work. So I'll go ahead and click on rehearse timings, and it's going to start right away. So I need to be ready to make sure that I'm speaking. So as you can see right now, it's not recording my voice, but I just kind of want to practice here. Welcome to PowerPoint 2021 Advanced. Notice my timer here is running. When I want to go to the next slide, just click next. And I'll just kind of read this verbatim here. Navigation, SmartArt, equations and symbols, audio, video, screen recorder, outlines, custom animations, collaborating, custom shows, setup, and annotation. And so notice my clock is running here. Just going to go ahead and click next. Let's talk about SmartArt. We can animate SmartArt as an entire group, or we can ungroup them so that they can appear one by one. So notice right here, I'm up to 54 seconds. I'll let it go to about a minute here. I'll click on pause. There we go. And so it says the recording is paused. I can go ahead and resume it, but just make note, the whole idea here is practice going through each of your slide if you don't want to sit there and click on it. Okay? And after you've explained everything, then you can just go ahead and click on the next slide here. I'm going to go ahead and resume my recording and stop it. And it says the total time for your slideshow was 1 minute and 3 seconds. Do you want to save the new slide timings? I'm going to go ahead and say yes. And now what we'll do is we'll go ahead and run the slideshow just from that first part here. And remember, we can always kind of check up the, we can always check on the slideshow setup here. So to use timings of present, so that's currently turned on. We'll go ahead and just present this here. I'll do it in reading view. And let's see how this works here. There we go. Spent a lot of time there on the first slide, but it's okay. So now it's just kind of going automatically here. So now if I were presenting this, I can explain, or I can speak, and just having practiced the timing. Very good. So there you go. I'm going to go ahead and end the show at this point here. So that's one way that you can do it. The other way, obviously, we just rehearsed the first 3 slides, but if I wanted to, I can do it for the entire presentation here as well. So pause the video and then go ahead and just work on your timings. Pick a few slides. If you want to do the entire show, you can go ahead and do that as well. So now let's talk about recording. We've been taking a look at the Insert tab here, but one of the tabs that we have not visited is this Record tab right over here. And let's go ahead and click on the Record tab. And we do have a few options here. We've already performed a few of these tasks, right? Such as the screen recorder, inserting video and audio. But we do have some other options here. We want to go ahead and talk about recording here. And we also have the option here to go ahead and export our presentation. Once it's all done, we have the recording, we have everything set up kind of the way that we want it to, we can go ahead and export it as a video. But let's go ahead and talk about recording. Now, before you record, you want to make sure that you kind of clear any of the timings here as well. Okay. So I'll go ahead and say clear my timing on all slides, just to avoid any conflict there. And I'm going to go ahead and click on record. Okay. Record narrations, ink, laser pointer, gestures, and slide and animation timings for playback. So I'm going to go ahead and click on my record here. And I'm going to go ahead and move my other window over here. I'm using two screens, so it likes to open in my other window here. So this is what the interface looks like. You do have the opportunity to go ahead and record. Start your recording. You can stop it. You can replay it. If you want to show your notes, you can go ahead and click on Notes here, and it will show the notes that you have for each slide there as well. If you want to go ahead and clear, you can clear recordings here as well. We have some other settings here. Okay, so if you want to enable your microphone or your camera, you can go ahead and enable those as well. Notice on the bottom, my microphone is enabled. My camera is currently turned off here as well. If my camera was on, I would see a nice preview right here. It will show your picture in the bottom right-hand corner of the presentation here as well. So notice as I'm recording, I do have my annotating tools here. So I have my laser pointer, my pen, and my highlighter. Keep in mind, if any of these that you use during the recording, they will show up in the actual slideshow as well. So what I'll do, I'll go ahead and record maybe the first 3 slides again, as I did before. And this time I'll go ahead and make sure that I'm speaking on this. So I'm going to go ahead and mute my audio here. So we get our countdown, 3, 2, 1. Welcome to PowerPoint 2021 Advanced. We'll start by building our navigation list, which consists of SmartArt, equations and symbols, audio, video, our screen recorder, outlines, custom animations, collaborating, custom shows, and setup and annotation. We can go ahead and talk about SmartArt. SmartArt is a really nice way to express what you're trying to say in the form of an infographic. Now notice the difference between the two. On the left, we're able to kind of break up the animation for the SmartArt group here. And on the right, these came in all together here as well. Okay, so at this point I can pause the video if I want to. I can go ahead and kind of, I can stop it at this point, which is what I'll do. I'll go ahead and stop it here. And I'm going to go back here, go back to my first one. And if you take a look on the bottom, it's giving you the timing, right? So the total recording is 1 minute and 6 seconds. But for this first slide, it's 8 seconds. My second slide, 20 seconds here. And my third slide is 38 seconds. So if I want to, I can go ahead and replay it. Maybe I'll just replay the first one here. And notice it's just kind of going through the presentation automatically here. I'm going to go ahead and stop it here. And then I'm going to go ahead and just accept all the defaults here. I'm going to click on the X and close this out. And so now if I was to run this in presentation mode, let's see what it looks like. Start by building our navigation list, which consists of SmartArt, equations and symbols, audio, video, our screen recorder, outlines, custom animations, collaborating. Okay, so there you go. That is how you rehearse your timings, and that is how you take advantage of using the screen recorder as well. So once you have everything set up, whether you're deciding to use the recorder or to rehearse your timings, go right back to that recording, to that record tab. And now you can go ahead and export this as a video. I'll just go ahead and click on this link here. And you have some options. You can create a video. Just notice a few things. You can go ahead and establish the the size. So right now, this is full 1080. You can change it to a lower resolution if you want to. This is kind of the internet standard, 1280 by 720. And if you want to go ahead and use the timings and narrations, you want to make sure that you go ahead and interact with one of these options here as well. And then finally, if you don't have any timings, okay, or if you don't even have any recordings, it's going to automatically spend 5 seconds on each slide. So if you don't want to use timings, if you don't want to use a recording, you can come in here and you can just go ahead and adjust the timing as well. Once you click on create video, it's going to ask you where you want to save it. It's going to save it as either a Windows Media video or a MP4 video there as well. So go ahead, you have some decisions to make. Do you want to just create a video from your presentation and go ahead and specify the timings automatically? Do you want to rehearse your own timings and then save the video? Or do you want to go ahead and record it with the voiceover as well? Go ahead and spend some time playing around with those features and then come right back. Welcome back. Well, that was a lot of fun taking a look at the advanced features of PowerPoint 2021. Hopefully you were able to pause this video often and practice some of the learning outcomes that we discussed. We talked about customizing the PowerPoint environment and working with the Slide Master. We talked about inserting audio and video and being able to format and edit those objects as well. We talked about some custom animations. We learned some tips and tricks along the way, such as adding a navigation button on each slide and using the new zoom feature so that we can kind of navigate back and forth in our presentation. And we talked about the importance of just kind of reviewing your presentation before you go ahead and deliver it. Well, I had a lot of fun. Hopefully this was fun for you as well. And hopefully you have a lot of takeaways from our lessons from today. I look forward to seeing you in a future Learnit tutorial.